Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielsen and Hustler, powered by Coolbet Canada.
It's Friday. You're riding with The Lock Shop. Thank you very much for being here once again. Nielsen and Hustler with you. Nielsen in Edmonton, Hustler in Vegas. And it's all brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Coolbet. If you're not playing with Coolbet just yet, what are you even doing? Why are you even watching this? Sign up today. Use the code LOCKSHOP when you sign up at coolbet.com, and they will look after you. Haas, I can't believe you made it, buddy. You are on day, 5 in Vegas?
Yeah, I got here on Sunday. So this is the 5th day of shows, the final day of full shows. Winnipeg Sports Talk coming up in an hour at 1 p.m. Central for the folks here in the PEG. And yes, there were some doubters whether I'd be able to answer the bell each and every day. Listen, this may shock people, but this is the real deal. It's a professional operation here, folks, both the Lock Shop and WST. So while I'm not even going to say there was any touch and go moments. I mean, there may be after we finish today. I mean, it might be full tilt for about 36 hours before I come home. However, it's been an unbelievable week. Had great shows, and maybe the biggest part of why the week has been so great, Dusty, is the fact that my picks were bang on Tuesday, and it's basically floated the trip so far. Never in the history. I mean, usually I'm careful in the first couple days to not blow my brains out when I get to Vegas, because you don't want to be that guy that has $50 left that, just using it to get to the cab in the airports and then figure it out when you get home. But with the exception of the Jays run line, they only won on the money line, and the Blues, which was a big underdog, a small play. I had all my other picks from Tuesday came in. I bet every one of them. So it's been a nice little cushion going forward. And I'll tell you what, that's been good, because this is not a cheap city to party in and to get around. But I don't know. You probably saw, and if folks didn't, check it out on my Instagram and Twitter at Hustlerama. Got a chance to check out the stadium swim over at Circa yesterday.
How awesome was that?
Draft party. Dude, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, we've been to some pools and some day clubs in the past here, and we've been to some cool sports books. But the combination of the two at the new Circa Hotel, which, by the way, is absolutely beautiful. I know many people, when they normally come to Vegas, they just stay on the Strip. Check out downtown right now. I mean, I've been staying in the D, and I'm in Bar Canada right now, which is the spot. If you want to watch your team play hockey, it'll be on here at Bar Canada. Got great Canadian beers on tap, all that stuff. But the Circa, it hasn't been open very long. It's beautiful. It is new. It has just completely changed downtown Vegas right now. And I'll tell you what, if you have the opportunity to get to that stadium swim, do it, because it'll be a day unlike anything you've had before. Even if you've had some good day pool party experiences. Yeah. And listen, for the NFL draft last night, it was wild. Like, they would go, they'd have the pick. Basically, they'd have the sound on for the pick. Everyone knew what happened. And then it was like 9 minutes of club tunes. And then boom, DJ. Oh, quickly. The pick was in. Aiden Hutchinson to the Lions. By the way, you as a Lions fan got to be pretty excited about what happened last night.
Yeah, very happy to move up and get the receiver after getting Hutchinson as well. It's the first time that I can remember that the Lions came out of a first round, and I was just like, holy shit, we did it. Like, that was a really nice first round. So the trade with the Vikings didn't make any sense from a Vikings perspective. They moved down 20 spots in the first round, moved up 12 in the second, and got a third. I was just like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So yeah, I was very happy with it all, buddy. And I know you were tweeting out some pictures and sending some pictures that looked pretty good. Tell me about the Austin Eckler experience. What the hell was that?
Well, okay, that was the other thing. So my buddy Andy McNamara, who's involved with the UFF Sports, that's the Ultimate Fantasy League, which of course you have been involved in.
I have a team in that, yeah.
They have been, they gathered here. I guess they were doing their college draft over the course of the weekend. So a bunch of the owners had come in for it. So they had a little meet and greet on Wednesday night when Andy got here. And he says, I got a bit of a surprise for you. So we're just sort of sitting there having a beer, watching the game or whatever was going on. And all of a sudden, Austin Eckler sits down at our table for like an hour. I mean, I tweeted out the picture of us with him, or I think Remus did on a Winnipeg Sports Talk feed. I got to tell you, I mean, listen, I'm a Chiefs guy, as you can see. arch rival Chargers. But how do you not love Austin Eckler? And I mean, the guy is a fantasy god, first and foremost, which is very important, regardless of where your allegiances lie. And I have to say, I mean, one of the most impressive young men I've talked to through this business. I mean, a guy that was interested in what I was doing, talking about the content game. He's big on Twitch, gaming. He's got some really interesting entrepreneurial things going on right now behind the scenes. And I think he's 26 years old right now. I mean, the length of a career of an NFL running back isn't that long. So, if he goes another 3-4 years, he's already set up to do something special. He'll be a star in the media. But was just absolutely down to earth. It was really cool to be able to meet him. And, sometimes, you don't want to meet some of these pro athletes. I mean, I think we've all seen guys that we had high opinions of, and then we met them in person and that changed quickly. Very much the opposite with Austin Eckler. Was just absolutely, it was really cool to meet him. What a great guy. And I know you, being the fantasy nerd that you are, probably lost it when you saw that photo as well.
Yeah, I saw it and I said, what the hell is Hustler doing standing next to 21.4 PPR points per game? Like, this is amazing. It's that looked very cool, buddy, for sure. And I don't know, like yesterday I tweeted out a few picks for the draft, went 3 of 4, including Kenny Pickett plus 175 as the first QB off the board. So that was nice. But did you get in on anything for the NFL draft, or?
Well, you know what? It was funny. I didn't. And part of the reason was it was sort of my own naivety, with the event being here in Vegas and the books having, all sorts of offerings over the course of the week. I wasn't aware that they all came off the board 24 hours before the event. And I guess just with the fact that it is here, that people are around here, they didn't want, there is, because of the unique nature of a draft, there's probably a lot of exposure for, some of the books getting closer to the event. So I unfortunately wasn't able to do that. Sort of jumped on the hoops last night, had my heart broken by the Raptors. It was a great run. Not going to get that game 7. That was that I placed on Coolbet before leaving. But did have the Suns, did have the Mavs last night. So, but there was a big parlay that would have come through if the Raps could have won it. And then, of course, I think just never mind the bets. I wanted to see game 7. I wanted to see Doc Rivers potentially lose another 3-1 lead. Well, the only way he could top all the 3-1 leads that he'd lost was losing a
3-0. You're right, yeah.
But looking back to it, and I'm sure you guys talked about it on the show today, where this series really turned was the Embiid three-pointer in game number 3, the lack of a call on Doc Rivers. Listen, I'm going to get triggered thinking about it again. But listen, great season by the Raps. Really unfortunate Fred VanVleet wasn't there. He's such a big leader of the club. But we'll be on. It continues to get good. This Bucks Celtics series is going to be incredible. And that'll be something I think that'll be dominating. Hey, by the way, not that my team is involved in it, although we do have that big Kraken Jets 1 p.m. Sunday matchup to finish up the regular season, thanks to one of the multiple Colorado lows and blizzards we've had in the past month, pushing it off until tomorrow. Do you have any idea, like for the Oilers-Kings series is set? Do you know when that is starting right now?
It's going to be Monday. It's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, first 4 games.
Oh, see, this is terrible. How are we supposed to do a playoff pool? The playoff pool, not having those Monday or Tuesday, and usually it starts on the Wednesday. Yeah. You got those couple days to crank them out. That is very much unfortunate. There's no way I'm going to be able. Well, anyways, listen, folks, if you're listening right now and you're planning on doing a Monday or Tuesday, you're going to have to do it on the weekend. Don't worry about that Sunday afternoon Jets Kraken game. It will not affect your playoff pool. And I guess we'll know for the most part, we will know all the matchups tonight. And it is unfortunate that we weren't able to. I was really hoping that Tuesday we'd be able to fire off all the series and know what's up. But you're going to have to go to Coolbet. You're going to have to go to Coolbet tomorrow when you'll have 2 days to place your bets and get ready for what's going to be just an awesome first round. Some of these matchups, the way they're shaping up, are great. And the fact that we don't know a couple of the matchups sort of made me do a bit of a late change. I was almost going to take the Coyotes for the first time in the lock shop all year long, thinking that Nashville had nothing to play for, but both they and Dallas do. So they're going on the ticket on the other side to take care of business.
Yeah, what else you got on? Where else you going tonight in the National Hockey League?
Well, I'm going to go with the Jets against the Flames. And again, I'm here in Vegas. We don't have a official word on what is happening with some of the lineups, but I can tell you this. The Jets are playing to win right now. They had that win against the Avalanche. They had Eric Comrie's first shutout. Sort of expect this will probably be Connor Hellebuck's final game of the season. I think they might go back to Comrie for that final game on Sunday afternoon. Could be wrong. We'll see. But the Jets, I said, they had that miserable road trip. They got their asses kicked by the Florida teams and the Rangers and Carolina. And we've talked a lot about it on Winnipeg Sports Talk lately. There's been some real honest reflection about the season and the disappointment that the Jets have had. And, starting off with Captain Blake Wheeler, Nikolai Ehlers, they said, we want to come back. We want to play for the fans. We want to show that, we're not packing it in and play with some self-respect. And a team like Calgary doesn't care at all about this game. They want to get out of it healthy. I wouldn't be surprised if a number of players might not even be playing in this game tonight. I know Markstrom played yesterday, I believe, so you'll probably have Vladar in the net. So I think the Jets at home as a money line underdog is great. I'm actually getting even a better number here. I'm going to need to bet this quickly, I think, before they figure out that some of the players might not be in. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets actually going 0 for 4 on that road trip, run the table 4-0 on this final homestand, and that'll trigger some people. They'll be like, oh, you need a better draft pick at this point. This team is playing for pride, and I think there's a lot that needs to happen, to regain some of the confidence of the fan base. So hopefully it'll be some good games. I do like the Jets tonight, though. And then the other team that I love is the Buffalo Sabres. I know the Sabres got worked last night by Boston. But over the course, and again, I give Chris Abbott, I know he's going to join us a little bit later. I give Chris credit. His Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner goal and point props that he was always throwing out that I started riding made me pay a lot more attention to Buffalo. And listen, they've been a great story over the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I mean, really, ever since they beat the Vegas Golden Knights and Jack Eichel in Buffalo, I think there's been a renewed sense of optimism for the future. And listen, we can get into Vegas as well. I'm not sure that they're in the situation that they're in right now if they don't make the Jack Eichel trade. I mean, if they have Alex Tuck, if they have Peyton Krebs, if they don't have to do all the cap machinations and put guys on LTIR, I'm not sure that they're in the playoffs right now. So that's a whole nother story. But I love Buffalo tonight. They'll take out Chicago. We're looking at a cool bet line right now of minus 137. And as I said, I was thinking about taking the Coyotes tonight for the first time all year. That's not happening because both Dallas and Nashville need to win. Listen, Nashville needs to win to hold on to their spot in 7th, and Dallas would love to win and jump up over Nashville to do it. So I'm going to take both those teams on the money line. They're playing teams that stink, that are done for the year. So Dallas is at minus 250. Nashville is at Dallas against Anaheim at home. And, of course, the Nashville Predators against Arizona. So I'll put those 4 together on a parlay as well. But the 2 picks that I came in knowing that I was betting, Jets money line against the Flames and the Buffalo Sabres to finish off their season on a winning note at home in front of their fans against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Chris Abbott will join us coming up momentarily. We'll have a little partner parlay that we'll lay out for you as well. He's got the third leg of that. I adjusted the number a little bit here to 6.5. Caps Rangers under tonight. Caps with OV out here, 2 goals in the last 2 games. Rangers are going to not start Shesterkin tonight. It will be Georgiev, but I'm going to go under 6.5 in the Rangers Caps game. That's minus 164. I'm putting together a little parlay here that's going to pay plus 286. The Lightning don't have this thing locked up yet. If they lose tonight and Boston wins, Boston will get the Maple Leafs. Tampa will have to play Carolina in the first round of the playoffs. So I'm not too sure that's something that you want to do if you're Tampa Bay. So it's an important game for the Lightning tonight. They get the Islanders. So I'm going to go Tampa money line minus 182. And then I'm going to go Blues minus 182 at home tonight against the Golden Knights. We were kind of talking about a little bit early on there, Huss. Yeah, interesting point with the Eichel thing. I mean, if they don't trade for Eichel, they got the guys that don't have to scramble around for salary cap space. You got a couple guys in your lineup as you were waiting for Eichel. Maybe you do make the playoffs. That's a very interesting way to look at that. If they couldn't win games when they needed to, why the hell are they going to do it tonight against the St. Louis team that obviously is trying to get tuned up here for Minnesota? So I love the Blues tonight.
Yeah, and listen, I think if I'm not mistaken, Minnesota and St. Louis are still jockeying for home ice advantage.
Yeah, it has not yet been determined.
if the Blues win and Minnesota loses, St. Louis will get it on the regulation and overtime win tiebreaker right now. So you are right. And by the way, just one other side note about the Knights. Logan Thompson deserves better. This is the guy that was an American Hockey League goaltender. He comes in the place of Robin Lehner and Laurent Brossoit. And I don't know if you watched any of these shootouts over the course of the last 3 games, but Vegas went 0 for 17. They didn't score a damn goal. And I mean, the San Jose shootouts and the shootout against Dallas, I believe it was Dallas, whatever their last game was, went 7 shooters each. So, listen, he did all that he could do. It was a real power outage. I know that Mark Stone isn't 100%. That is unfortunate, and hopefully he'll get back to full strength. But, if you're the Sabres right now, and we'll talk to the resident Sabres guy. I'm not sure if he's bought his season tickets yet for next season. Yet Chris Abbott coming on. But listen, how good. They've got momentum. They've got an exciting young team. Tage Thompson's pushing 40 goals on the season.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Skinner's come back. Peyton Krebs is awesome. And they get Vegas as first-round pick that everyone thought would be, they'll get to the conference finals. They're not making the playoffs. And so Vegas now is screwed. Their cap is a mess. They have no first-round pick. They've traded away a number of their prospects. I'm not sure if that window that seemed to be like this for Vegas is gone like this and significantly closed.
It just kind of hit me that you were talking about Vegas while you sit in a Vegas bar right now. That's it kind of hit me. I was like, there's us talking about Vegas in Vegas, which is nice. And the Blues, who I've got on my parlay here tonight, minus 182, and the Jets plus 122 are the first 2 legs of our partner parlay. I don't have the graphic for it today because we just put it together right before we brought Chris Abbott in. He's got the 3rd leg of the parlay, and he joins us right now, probably on his way to a Blue Jays game later. Who knows? Chris, how you doing, buddy?
I am on my way to a Blue Jays game later. I think this is game 4 in a 9-day stretch. Yeah, I missed the first Boston game, but then went to the next 3. Then we've got Houston in town this weekend, and then the Yankees early next week. So really good run of games. Really, really, really fun. But okay, let me at first just my pick for tonight on the parlay is the Bruins. I think they're minus 132 now. They were minus 120, 125. From what I'm hearing, no Matthews, no Marner. And the Leafs kind of control their destiny here. If Boston wins tonight, there's a chance the Leafs get them in the first round instead of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And if I'm the Toronto Maple Leafs, I would much rather face this Boston Bruins team. Throw out all the demons and all that. The demons, they got an aging Bergeron, Marchand, and Pasternak, and they've got no goaltending, and they don't have anywhere near the parts that they had when they beat the Leafs. And the Leafs are much better than they were. So I would take that over Vasilevsky, Hedman, and the Tampa Bay Lightning any day of the week.
That's an interesting point about that Bruins Leafs game, buddy. You're right. I mean, I think Tampa wins anyway, so they don't have to worry about it. But that's man, would that be something?
Well, listen, I'm not saying there's collusion afoot, but you set yourself up the best way possible. David Kampf plays 35 minutes or whatever you got to do, and
you find a way.
Yeah.
But who wants to play Tampa right now? I mean, I know they lost to Columbus yesterday, but before that, I mean, they'd scored 22 goals in 3 games. I mean, they seem to be, and they've been it before. That they'll be playoff ready. And I mean, it's shocking to hear this from the West because I know most people you're either with them or against the Leafs. But looking at the way things have been shaking out with the season that they've had, I almost felt sorry for them that they were potentially going to play Tampa. So I think this makes a lot of sense to jump on the Bruins tonight if that could, in fact, be the way things shake out.
Yeah, I think I've got them on the money line, just in a straight bet as well. I just think it makes a lot of sense. It's a game that they're kind of fitting in that I believe was canceled during the COVID break and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think the Leafs win this game. I just don't. And like I said, there's reason for the Leafs not to really want to win. So like you said, Tampa might take care of business anyway, but I don't know. And the line is suspicious too, right? With the Leafs as a home underdog, which they just never are. So I like that Bruins play there for sure. But I don't care about betting right now because Hustler, You live on Fremont Street now, apparently. 1 Fremont Street, Andrew Hustler Patterson, Las Vegas, Nevada. I need to hear all about it. I need, that's my town. That's my town.
I've literally been pulling a Chris Abbott, just showing up and not leaving for an extended period of time. Listen, what can I tell you? I mean, I sort of was mentioning to Dusty earlier. I mean, it has been like almost a dream week. I mean, the way that I've been taken care of by the folks here at the D and Circa, David Rossborough, who I talked to initially, the entire staff here has been incredible. This facility where I am at right now to do the show technologically is beyond anything I've ever seen. What they built into the guts of this table and this bar with the ability to do television broadcasts and more it's world class is really what it is. And, from the girls at the bar at Bar Canada to the guys at the book to everyone here has been, they've made it absolutely, one of the best weeks that I can ever remember. And,
Can you remember it?
Well, you know what? That's the good thing. I was selling to Dusty. I mean, there would have been doubters as to whether I could pull off a full week of shows with the time change going in the morning and be able to come up, but I have nailed it, which means that at the end of Winnipeg Sports Talk today, we might have a little Yosemite Sam out on the streets, if you know what I'm saying. But I'll tell you what, it's been unreal. And I will tell you this, gentlemen, if we're thinking on potentially getting the band together down here in the future for some lock shop shows and some other content, I think I've got a pretty good spot to do the show. So it was great. And then as you saw yesterday, for the NFL draft, had some guys from UFF in. They invited me to this draft party that they had. They had a lower level cabana at Stadium Swim yesterday for the NFL draft. I'd never been. We'd all seen the pictures of it. It is as advertised. Mm-hmm. I've never seen anything like it. It was it's the combination of like the best day pool party along with maybe the best sports book that, and they put it together in a spot that is one of a kind. So if you get down here, you're definitely going to want to check out Stadium Swim. And obviously we had a great night watching the draft. The only bummer about the night was the Raptors not being able to get it done and take it to a Game 7. And but that being said, I was able to get over that quite easily, considering all the other good vibes that was around me.
Man, that's like I'm telling you, people who haven't been to Circa, just the resort is phenomenal. Now, yeah, it stands out, not like a sore thumb, but like this pristine, lovely thumb at the end of Fremont Street, just this brand new building in old Las Vegas. They do everything so well there. So I can only imagine how well they've treated you, Hustler. And yeah, Stadium Swim is out of this world. It's the mecca for sports bettors now is Circa. Anyone who likes to bet goes there. You don't have to be somebody special, everybody's welcome. You got your $20 bet you want to put in, you come on in, it's frankly reasonably priced. To get up on the pool deck is reasonably priced. And it's compared to what you might pay for some other things on the strip, considering what you get at Circa and again, how reasonable everything is there. I can't wait to get back. Hustler, all I need to know though is how are the hotel rooms?
Oh, well, obviously I'm staying at the D, had a great room. Though the one thing, and it's been awesome for me. Honestly, and this has helped a couple of mornings. It's probably 90 seconds from my room to where I'm at here. I'm not lugging equipment around all over the place. Certainly, I have some of my other friends were staying at Circa, the guys that I was with last night, and said, it's phenomenal, much like you've seen everywhere else. And I can officially say after, 20, 30 trips here to Vegas where I've stayed on the strip, I'm officially a downtown guy. Mm-hmm. I am officially a downtown guy going forward. Both the affordability of it down here. I'll probably want to stay at Circa sometimes too, but here with the D being so central, you can easily just jump in a cab and get down to the strip if you want. Yeah. But otherwise, rubbing it out if you haven't seen the Fremont experience. And it's been wild all week. I can't imagine what it's going to be like on Friday and Saturday now with people in for the NFL draft. I should have some good content on the Insta story later on this weekend, I'm sure, as well.
Well, they've got the bands in the on the street of Fremont as well. And it's like, people talk about going to Nashville and you walk into every bar and it's like the best entertainment you've ever heard. I don't know where they find these bands that play on Fremont Street, but they're generally cover bands and they're generally outstanding. I
They're
think one
just
night
awesome.
I walked by.
Yeah.
One night I walked by and I was like, that actually might be Collective Soul on the stage. I'm not sure. They were banging out "Heaven Let Your Light Shine Down." Yeah, so it was pretty cool.
The funny thing was, I got caught on that. What's that? I think that the girl's name is Dua Lipa or something like
Dua
that.
Lipa.
She's got that big hit right now. And like, I wouldn't be able to pick her out of a police lineup. So I'm sitting and going, and I thought it might actually be her. So I will never know. But yes, you are right. The entertainment is great. All the options. And yeah, I will say this, here, Bar Canada, where we've been doing the shows at the D, a great spot for particularly hockey fans, Canadians. If you want to come by and get a few Canadian beers on tap, they've got it here too. Kind of a unique thing about what they've built at the D, and a big restaurant coming in here, which I'm sure will be open the next time we make it down.
Oh man, I'm so FOMO isn't even the word. You always give me a hard time. Oh, Chris, it's so great Toronto. You go to all the games. No, buddy, that all goes away when Vegas comes into the equation. Yeah. So I'm glad you're loving it, man. When do you come back?
Sunday to Sunday. With Winnipeg Sports Talk being sort of a two-man operation, the minute I start traveling during the week, it really, I either have to get someone to do the show or do something beforehand. So, originally I was going to go Tuesday to Friday or Saturday, but, due to scheduling conflicts, had to extend it to a full week, Chris. So
well, that's good.
It's worked out well.
So you're wrapping up today, and then so you've got 2 nights to really get after it. That's awesome, buddy.
Yeah, well, Lawless has been on the road the whole time with the night, so he's going to get back later on tonight. So we'll hook up with him tomorrow, and then Sunday get back. Missed that final game, that Jets Kraken game that will be captivating the entire hockey world on Sunday afternoon with the makeup from the blizzard, and then we'll get back to business on Monday. But it has been awesome. Huge for Winnipeg Sports Talk, and listen, every time I sit here talking to you guys, just thinking about what we could do together down here gets me particularly fired up.
Let's carve out some time in the schedule, shall we?
We'll make that work. That'll be good. Hey, Chris, you mentioned the Blue Jays, so we did our picks. So we haven't got to our Mlb Picks yet. We're going to get to them in a little bit here after we chat with you. But what's the play on the Jays today? What are you thinking?
They're a pick'em. So I went money line. Houston's in town. They had some success against Houston in Houston. Not a big Yusei Kikuchi guy. I can say that with all sincerity. But nothing's fantastic going for the Astros. So also took over 8.5 in that game. I try to bet on the Jays when you get a decent price on them because they're that good. And Vladdy's coming off a rest day, so I took over 1.5 bases for him. Yesterday's lineup was thin. It was Springer, Bichette, Gurriel, Tapia, Chapman, Kirk, Espinal, Kato, and Zimmer. They
but when you got Manoah on the bump, it doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. They could use a few more sticks though. But what Alek Manoah going 7 innings does, it gives the bullpen a full day off, with the exception of Adam Simber and Jordan Romano. So if Kikuchi gets in any trouble, you've got Merriweather, although he got hit hard. I saw him the other day. I think middle relief is going to be a tough spot for the Jays. When their starters get them deep, I think they're good. If their starters get knocked around, you need to fill that 4th, 5th, 6th inning, that could be a little bit of a problem. So far, from what I've seen, Trevor Richards and Tim Meza have been the only reliable guys that aren't back end guys. And I know they don't like using Meza too early either. So, but hey, again, I'm so invested emotionally and financially, but I live and die with every game. And sometimes you got to remember it's April 29th as well.
Yeah, long way to go, buddy. You're not going to be able to handle it the rest of the way.
Give Kikuchi a chance. Kikuchi a chance. He's getting a win tonight.
Chris, before we let you go, and first of all, enjoy that game tonight, but NHL series numbers sometime Saturday morning, do you think? Or what are you thinking?
They'll be out early.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, for sure. Like the last games are tonight, correct? Am I right in saying that?
There's that ridiculous Seattle Winnipeg game Sunday, but that doesn't matter,
which has no bearing.
The main event.
Although I will say there'll probably be a ton of money bet on that game if it's a standalone game.
Yeah.
But
take the Jets.
I would say sometime tomorrow.
Beauty.
For sure. Okay.
All right. Okay, man. Well, enjoy your weekend, dude.
Hustler, don't do anything I wouldn't do, buddy.
Yeah, way to narrow that down, Chris. Yeah, I'll try not to. Good stuff, KA. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
See you later, man. There you go. That's Chris Abbott from Cool Bet Canada. We were talking baseball with him, so we'll slide into our MLB picks, then a couple of NBA plays before we wrap up this Friday episode of the Lock Shop. Huss has Winnipeg Sports Talk coming up in about 20 minutes from Vegas as well. Huss, well, just quickly, let's hammer out this Toronto-Houston game because we're both on it. I actually moved the number. I know Abbott said he took over 8.5. I moved the number up to 9.5 and took the under at minus 164. I think 2 of the 3 when they met earlier were under in this one series. So I'm gonna go under 9.5 in the Jays game at minus 164. What's your play on the Jays Astros here?
I'm just jumping on the money line. I mean, as Chris mentioned, it's a pick-em. I think the Jays are a good enough team. And the biggest part, and he sort of touched on this, is why he's going over on a couple things, including the Valley total bases, is the rest day yesterday. So give me the Jays and Kikuchi to get the win. I'm going to take the San Diego Padres with you, Darvish, on the bump to win on the run line in Pittsburgh against the lowly Pirates. Padres are minus 175 on the money line. Darvish has had a pretty nice start. He's going up against Thompson, who's 0-2 with the ERA near 11. So I think I can see them winning. And listen, my Royals have had sort of a rough start again. The Yankees are a big, big favorite. We're going to take the Yanks on the run line as well at minus 122. And those are my 3 games. And then this one team, and I don't know why I have been paying attention to the Marlins. Like no one pays attention to the Marlins. But they have been sneaky competitive this year, and they're going up at home tonight against the Mariners. Edgar Hernandez is on the hill, and he's had not a bad start. They actually they're doing their usual thing, bringing guys you haven't heard of. They're come in and getting great starts to their career before they get sent off to legitimate teams in the major leagues going forward. So I'm actually going to drop a Miami money line bet as well right now. That one looks like a pick 'em. But I think I'm going to parlay Jays and the 2 run lines as well, and hopefully cash a ticket a little later on today.
I mentioned the Jays earlier. I got the under 9.5. I'm going to go with Boston minus 132 going up against Baltimore. Baltimore coming off getting swept by the Yankees. Obviously, Boston losing 3 of 4 against Toronto. Boston, 4 of their last 6 losses have been by 1 run. Like they've been in close games, haven't been getting absolutely crushed. They look good in that 1 win that they did have against Toronto. So I'm going to go Boston minus 132 against the Orioles. And then Washington, I'm going to go San Fran minus 1.5 on the run line. And what's the number on that? That's minus 105. Washington, not very good. Washington has lost 8 in a row, and of those, just the last 2 were by 1 run. Before that, 3 runs, 9 runs, 3 runs, 6 runs, 1 run, 9 runs. So they've been struggling mightily as of late. San Francisco, who actually beat Washington in that losing streak, swept them by hammering them 12-3, 5-2, 7-1. They just beat them 3 straight games by at least 2 or more. They have won 5 of their last 6. So San Fran's going to do it again, I guess is what I'm saying here against Washington, Huss.
Yeah, listen, I think we'll be probably having many selections on this program over the course of the baseball season at the expense of the Washington Nationals. But listen, let's get to these association bets. It has been somewhat disappointing that these game 6s have all ended. Well, I was happy the Mavs won because I was on them last night, and I wanted that one to win. Obviously, we were hoping that we'd get a game 7 between the Raptors and Sixers. But maybe the Memphis-Minnesota series is the one that we can actually get it. Here's an interesting note. Minnesota is 3-0 when these whack job protesters run on the court. And at the Target Center tonight, I have a feeling like this could very well be their last home game. These people that are mad about the avian flu outbreak and what happened to the chickens at the owner's chicken farm will have their last stand. Hopefully the T-Wolves don't have their last stand and they can win as a very slight underdog at home, plus 103 for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Give us a game 7. I'm going to have a little sprinkle on the T-Wolves tonight to get this one back to Memphis in game 7. These games have been really close, and the T-Wolves, even when they've lost, have covered. So I like the chances to win tonight. That place is going to be fired up. The crowd minus 1 or 2 angry animal rights protesters are going to be big time behind the T-Wolves.
And I decided I'm not going to get into that game tonight. I'm just taking a look at a couple series prices because with our next episode, probably not till Tuesday. I mean, we could maybe sneak in. I don't know when you come back Sunday. We can maybe sneak in a Monday afternoon episode to get us NHL ready, possibly.
Well, you know what? Keep your eyes on. Follow at Lock Shop Bets, everybody. We're gonna give away a hoodie when we get to 1,000. Our Twitter follows as well. Maybe we move it up a little bit and do a little special.
Might not be the worst idea. We'll have to see if we can make it. Maybe even Monday before your show, kind of usual time. So we'll talk about that. But just a heads up, we might be able to lay out kind of an NHL one on Monday, which would be fun. So NBA-wise, a couple of things. Milwaukee-Boston is going to be a great series. So I'm going to hop on over 5.5 games played in that series at -182. I just don't see either of those teams winning in 5 games. I think the Bucks and the Celtics are going to be a great series. I don't even know who I'm taking yet in that series. I want to ride with Boston, but it's the Bucks. It's Giannis. Like, that's tough to do. So I'll probably just kind of hop on the over 5.5 and hope it hits at -182. And then I got Heat -164. It says over Phoenix on the graphics, but obviously that's over the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm still not buying into what I'm seeing from the 76ers. I think they ran into a Raptors team that they probably should have finished off sooner due to the injuries that the Raptors were dealing with. If they have to deal, I know Joel Embiid was saying, I think we learned a lot from this. It'll be good for our team. I'm not buying it. Sorry. I still don't have faith in that. Miami Heat, if they can continue to get healthier here heading into this series, I think they're going to be just fine against the 76ers. So that total or that line right now for the series, just a series win, is -164 for the Miami Heat. So
yeah.
Couple of series plays.
Because I can't get on here in Nevada. What is the series price for Boston and Milwaukee? I'm interested to know.
Yeah, let me give it to you right now. It's tight. It is Boston Celtics series winner. Celtics -196, Bucks +165.
What?
Yeah.
To win the series, Milwaukee is -165?
+165, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well,
Chris Middleton's hurt, right? So I think that's one of the main reasons you would see that. I don't know what the timeline is on Middleton, but I think he's going to miss this series.
I thought it might be a slight favorite or something like that, but holy smokes.
Yeah, it's pretty significant favorite. Celtics -196.
Believe in Giannis, everyone. Believe in Giannis. I'm telling you right now, I'm on the Bucks. I think that they can do it even without Middleton. Giannis is that damn good. Although the Celtics,
and you've been hammering NBA.
You know what? I haven't. For someone that doesn't watch a lot of NBA throughout the regular season, I've actually had a great run in the playoffs. Last night's Raptor loss notwithstanding. So, hey, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, listen, I'll get back. We'll touch base. And if we can do something on Monday before we get going with the NHL series, certainly at minimum, check our Twitter feeds and the Lock Shop, in particular the Lock Shop, actually. Maybe we'll put them together and we can crank out a quick video or something like that we can put out and boost to everyone, even if we don't do a full episode.
There you go. That's going to do it for another episode of the Lock Shop here on a Friday. Huss, enjoy the next 2 nights in Vegas, buddy. I wish I was with you. And make sure you get on that flight Sunday, okay?
You know what? I've
missed a few in my day. So
yeah. Well, the one thing is I did do a veteran move. I paid a bit more for the 6 or 7 a.m. flight. Although Smart. If I'd known that there was a hockey game in the afternoon, the big NHL finale between the Jets and Kraken, I might have changed it. But I will get back. I'll be back in our regular studio on Monday for Winnipeg Sports Talk, and we'll figure out what we're going to do because I was so looking forward to Tuesday's show, breaking down all the series. And if a bunch of the series are starting on Monday, that will be problematic. But we'll see what happens with the schedule when it comes out officially. And again, get to CoolBet tomorrow. All the series lines will be out bright and early on Saturday for you to get ready for Monday's puck drop on the Stanley Cup playoffs.
He's Hustler. I am Nielsen. If you've been watching on the live stream, follow us at Lock Shop Bets on Twitter. And, of course, subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Just search The Lock Shop on all your podcasting platforms. And if you're signed up for an account at CoolBet, use the code LOCKSHOP when you do. Buddy, I will talk to you at some time on Monday if you make it back.
Have a great weekend.